All right, so today we're going to go over something new, and I have explored it a little bit. I did get the video right, but then I accidentally did some things in it that I didn't want to show, just proprietary stuff. So this is a document that's a credit memo. This is what you fill out as a commercial lender if you're a loan officer trying to get someone money for their business. Knowing how these forms work is really valuable to everyone out there, and for a commercial lender, this is a huge process. What I'm going to show today is how to use GPT-4 or how to use Claude to take this information in a meaningful way and to be able to start filling out this form, okay? So first things first, let's go ahead and load some documents in here. First of all, let's take the actual document. This is a docs format. We'll put it right here. Oops. Oh, I have to select here. Okay. Put this one here, and then we're going to put this one here. Okay. Oh, it'll only let me do one at a time. So we are going to load a doc and a CSV. The first is the visual form for the loan officer. Second is the table set that is in the form that you cannot see without it being in this format. Please scan the PDF or the doc in its entirety, and the CSV and the CSV file from row 1 to row 707, and then from column 1 to column 4 to capture each table that correlates to the doc. Okay, so we're going to start with that. This is one way to look at it. There's actually a few things we could do here. We'll start with this. So what it's going to do now is it's going to analyze the doc. All right, let's start with scanning this document. For this, we're going to use Python docs library. Let's proceed. How's that for a start? Now, this isn't going to be perfect. It's not going to keep going. So it's just going to keep going right now. We'll see how long it goes for until it breaks. Dang. It's going to run out of memory. Well, let's go over the first section. Sorry, I got this one here. Proposed credit summary section and associated fields need filled out. Okay, that's one thing you can do here. Let's take a look. Go. Use the CSV to identify which fields. Comparing. Okay, there you go. I'm going to go all the way down the form. Yeah, Got everything. That's how you start. So how's this going to work? There's a few ways you can go about this. If you take the initial form and then you upload all the needed documents and you uploaded the CSV file, it should have enough bandwidth to start filling all that out for you and fill out the original form. You can say, use this within context. Another way that you can do this, because this will work, is, for instance, let's just do this. What documents would I need from the client make this to fill out this form? Whole doc. There you go. Hope this helps. So this is some of it, and it's not going to include everything right away, so you have to go and check it against the form to make sure everything was included, because sometimes it won't get everything. But this is a basic gist of what you would do. So one way you could do this is you could be uploading these things into here and iterating and completing the form as you go, and then creating a summary and executing and following the format. This would take more work, but it should take less work than if you had to do it all by hand. Even if you're a very experienced person, if you have a little bit of practice with this, it should be a lot faster to fill out things. Another way you could do this is you could build up a backend, and I'll show you actually what I would suggest here. Okay, let's take this information and describe it in terms of workflow, where we get all the documents, then what would need to happen next with the form, and then what a person would need to do next, and then what a person would need to do each step of the way. A full standard operating procedure. There's a reason I'm doing this. So here's something to think about with AI that I've never considered telling people. If you have an SOP for it, there's a good chance we can automate it or remove it with AI. Because if there's a specific process you have to follow, then you can probably use AI at this point. You know, look at that. List these in detail and how an automation might look to extract the information from the documents and populate a table, comma, that then would be used to populate a template. Maybe there's some math you need to do with some of these numbers. Populate a template that is then prepared. A chat GPT API that can write the different parts out, like the summary. You can also use GPT to parse, by the way. Which means rip it apart and take all the stuff out you need. See what it does here. So you want to see an OCR, which is basically built into every AI now. Okay, there you go. So now what we're going to do, just to show you what this might look like so you have a better visual of it, Let's also list all the documents we would need, comma, and when we would need them. The form. Under the associated heading. Under the associated heading. There you go. Look at that. It's actually looking at the headings for each aspect of this form. Borrow information, entity information, financial information. So you could actually populate different tables and have this be filling it out. And you're like, this is overwhelming. This is complex. It is a lot of work, but you break it down into pieces and you can do it. And if you want someone else to do it, I do work with a firm. We could do it for you. But it's a lot more expensive than you probably want to pay, frankly, because I don't like taking my time away from things. So I charge people a lot of money to usually get them to leave me alone. It's what it is. But doing it this way, I can give it away to everybody and I get to be a great guy. Have fun. Oh, that sounded really conceited. That was not my intention. Let's see, do we have everything? Okay. What I'm going to show you now is we're going to take all this here. Watch this. Control copy. Last part I'm going to show you here is we're going to use this guy right here just so it makes more sense. Don't be a tool. We could potentially start building this out with Zapier, but let's do a show me diagram instead. Build this out in a way that makes sense with a show me diagram. It's going to take a minute to think about this. It's like, Who knows if it's going to get it right the first time around, but it's super fun to see what it does. Oh, it's thinking more than once about it. Yeah, it's fun. I thought this was actually going to be a lot harder to look at and break down because it was a pretty complex form, but freaking interpreter's a boss. Stupid. Oh, maybe I have a job soon. Okay. Whoa. Look at that. Submit documents. Automated document review and information extraction. Boom. Validation of data. Circle back. Populate the data table. You can do all this with Zapier, by the way. And this is a really good thing because say, hey, you know, I don't want James to do it for me, but I do want to get it done. And this is a diagram I could build out and I could go show it to somebody on Fiverr and get them to build it for me for a lot cheaper. Make sure they're highly rated, but you're still going to pay way more than you wanted to pay. Just a warning. And a lot of them don't understand how to even use interfaces yet, which would be the ideal way to do this. So I would say actually really, really small percentage of people understand how to do interfaces, which is your best bet for doing any of this. There's no system out there that compares to Zapier for doing this kind of thing. None. There you go. I will actually view this document in another tab. I'll copy it. Okay. That's it. We're going to pause this.